Hello everybody, Catherine Bybee again. I am on my third painting with the Milan Art Institute. I've been doing some drawing. I've been doing some, playing with color this last lesson that we did, which I did not record because I'm not going to show you every single thing that they teach you. Of course, that would be kind of pointless. But it was about putting paint on paper and mixing color. And we were supposed to just not really have any subject in mind. I am way too analytical for that. I don't freehand. I can freehand my work, like writing books, but I can't do it with art at this point anyway. But my activation of my right brain is definitely engaged. And I did get to play with some color. So I did throw some color down on the page, if you will. So that's my first oil color painting at this point. But anyway, I'm taking you outside today. My house is messy. My yard is, well, filled with leaves and stuff, but at least we got some great lighting, which I'm going to have some fun with. Today it is all about doing the underpainting of a strawberry. So you're not going to see this color yet until I finish this part and then paint the color part on another day. But this is not something I even knew was a thing. And this is where oil painting is so different than anything else I've ever done. I'm going to do an underlay painting of just one color to, I don't know, I've never done it. So I've watched part of the lesson. I know what's coming. But anyway, here we go. I am going to, unlike my last ones where I just sped through, my intention is to not speed completely through this and stop every once in a while, as long as my phone lasts out here, and give you a little tutorial on what it is that I'm doing, that I think I'm doing. And yeah, hopefully it comes out. Hopefully no bugs land on my painting while I'm out here. We shall see. One of the things I realized, I'm going to need an easel. This setup that I have right now, it's not going to work for long. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for just a second and talk about what it is that I'm doing. Apparently this is called subtracting. That's what this particular tool is, to put where the highlights are. Who knew that that's eventually going to look like that? But yeah, I don't I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I think I know what I'm doing. I've watched some stuff. Oh, and I'm not sure if I have the paint at the right consistency to medium and thinner. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. It's a good thing I don't have this on video the whole time, because you'd be hearing all of the helicopters going over. I live in San Diego, if you don't know, and there's lots of helicopters here. All right, onward. The moment when you realize that you didn't have the camera on. Okay, well, let me explain what I've been doing. Trying to paint in the seeds and then trying to subtract the parts that are going to be highlighted tomorrow. And I looked at my phone and it wasn't on. All right, well, either way, I'm going to continue doing this, and now I'm going to try and put it on fast forward. Let's see how that works. This is the underpainting of the strawberry. I'm going to stop here because I keep messing with it and I think I keep messing it up. So this is a learning experience. That's what I'm taking it as. And hopefully it'll look more like this and less like this when I'm finished with it. The glazing comes next, and that's in a couple of days when this is dry. All right, I will see you guys then. Bye. Welcome back. This is day 2 of this painting, and I'm bringing it inside because there's a lot of construction noise outside. There's lots of people building around here and remodeling their homes. So here we are inside of mine. Now I am going to turn this into this, apparently. Let me make it perfectly clear. I am a student, not a teacher. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I'm approaching learning something new, such as oil painting, very similarly to how I approached writing books. I didn't know anything about writing books. I certainly knew nothing about publishing them or editing them or finding agents or any of those things, publishers, etc. And I was able to do it through sheer tenacity and willpower and desire to be a published author. Never did I ever think it would get to the point where it is today, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm doing this as an exercise for myself. It does seem to open up my right brain quite a bit, and I'm finding the process of writing the books easier, that I know will make my fans happy, and certainly my publisher, my editor, and my agent. However, this is to prove a point. This is to prove that you can try something new, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you enjoy it, why not try something new? Why not do something new? You know, again, when we were young, we weren't encouraged to take the art classes. And now, empty nest, I don't know how many of you are with me on that, but this is the time to pull out the hobbies. This is the time to pull out the paint and see what comes of it. So anyway, welcome back to day 2 of this painting, and hopefully these two things will look very similarly when I'm done. So let's do this. This is where I'm kind of surprised that the brown is disappearing. When you put the translucent colors on first and then add white to it is why I got this lavender and light blue on top of the purple and blue backgrounds that I gave the strawberry. And that's surprising to me. One of the things I really like about this class is that when the instructor does something and they're like, you know what, I don't really like that, I'm going to change this, they show you their own mistakes. So it gives you an idea of how to fix your own as you're going along. So I'm going to continue to trust the process and see where this leads me. All right, here we go. Okay, I am calling it done. From far away, it does look like a strawberry. From up close, it looks to me like a hot mess. But yeah, this is the learning how to do an underpainting and painting on top of the brown to make the shadows and the lights pop up. Yeah, I have a lot to learn, but it is a lot of fun, I have to admit. This is what my palette looks like after I'm all done. What a mess. I am sure glad that I got more larger palette because that small one was never going to work. All right, until next time.